Hey, welcome back to The Unveiled. I'm your host, Meagan Murphy, and today I'm sitting down with Lauren Lapoint, a breathwork facilitator who's been teaching people how to literally change their state mentally, emotionally, energetically, and physically through breathwork. Not as some wellness trend, but as actual medicine. We're talking about why most people are walking around dysregulated without even knowing it, what happens in your body during a real breathwork session, and how breath can access things that even meditation sometimes can't hit as fast. So yeah, let's get into it. Welcome back to The Unveiled. I'm here with Lauren Lapoint. Hello, my love.
Hi.
How are you?
I am really excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here.
Yeah, girl.
You just make me feel so happy all the time when I'm around you. It's like a little, I don't know what it is, a shimmy thing, right?
I know, right? We were just talking before we turned on the air that this is becoming my signature move now.
It is, and it's so good. So tell us, Lauren, what led you into being a breathwork facilitator?
Yeah, so I've been a yogi for about 15 years, and breathwork is a huge part of yoga. It's the type of breath that yogis, or that's a part of the yogic lineage, is called pranayama. And so that is a very calming, mindful, meditative breath. And about 5 years ago, I was traveling in Mexico during COVID and was at a yoga studio, and there was a teacher there that was teaching something called psychedelic breath.
I've done that before one time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Not there, but I've done it.
And it's similar to the breath work that we've done, essentially. So I, having love, I'm a fan of psychedelics. I'm a fan of psychedelic healing. So I was drawn to that. I attended the breath work. It was a 2-hour session. We were in this tiny little studio in Tulum, Mexico. Probably 40 of us in there. It was hot. And we are instructed to breathe through the mouth really deeply, almost like that Wim Hof hyperventilation. The type of breath was holotropic breathing.
That's what I did, and it is powerful.
Yes. So it is. It takes you to places like the title of the class, psychedelic breathwork, was appropriate because you're simulating a psychedelic experience, but with the breath, not taking any substances. So my first time doing this about 5-6 years ago, I went to places in my body and my mind that I'd never been to. And someone I was dating at the time was with me, and this really stoic kind of bad boy type of guy he doesn't show emotion that often. Really sweet guy, but just keeps things really locked in. He was next to me, and we're breathing and we're moving and we're hearing other people in the class. And he just is cracking open, bawling his eyes out. And I am going from joy to sadness and grief to tears and just having all of this emotional release. And we left the breathwork class being like, what just happened? And that really planted the seed for how powerful the breath can be when you're using it in a specific way. And I had a download from God to bring this modality back to North Carolina, back to Charlotte, and integrate it into my own healing and then teach it. So I took a handful of trainings and workshops for the next couple of years and got certified and trained in trauma-informed breath work. So that's a big distinction is, being informed on how to handle when trauma arises in breath, because it's inevitable.
Well, that's one of my questions here. Like, what's actually happening, during a powerful breathwork session? Like, I know my experience with you was very intense on the first one. The second one was better for me. It wasn't as intense, and it was, actually pretty calm. But the first one, I had like the biggest release ever. And I don't know what that was about, but it was so deep. And it was like bringing up layers and layers and layers that I had even forgotten about. Like from back when I was like 2, shit was coming up. And I'm like, how does it do that? How does it cause that? Like the trauma to come up like that?
Yeah. Your first session was powerful.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and so what's happening is with breath work, we're bypassing the prefrontal cortex, which is really the part of our brain that's conscious. So a little bit of science that, our thinking brain, our conscious mind is about 5% of our entire brain capacity. The other 95 is our subconscious.
Yes. Yes.
So there's so much there in our subconscious mind that we are not even aware of. It's just programs that are running on autopilot. And what's so powerful about breath work is that in combination with talk therapy, I think CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and talk therapy is incredible and very helpful, but it only really speaks to that first 5%, our conscious thinking. Whereas breath work, we can sort of bypass and hack our way into the subconscious and actually understand the programs that are running on our operating system. So I like to use the analogy of a computer, and a lot of people,
Me too.
a lot of personal development and spiritual folks use this analogy. Whereas, when you go to the Apple Store, you buy a Mac, it has an operating system, and there's programs that we add to it. So the programs that we're adding are from our parents, whoever raised us, our siblings, what we learned in school, that first 7 years of our lives. So a lot of people that go into breathwork sessions can breathe to the areas in the body that have core memories from that first 7 years of our lives or after. But typically a lot of programs are conditioned from that
0 to 7 installed.
So that's why if you're like dating, for example, this is the first thing that came to mind, like you're dating a man child, or maybe you're married to a man child who is still operating from that, maybe not being held or loved from their mom or their dad in the first 7 years, or they developed a belief and that's bringing that into your current marriage or your current partnership. And same with the women, I'm not just picking on men, but so with that, you mentioned that memory from when you're 2, that's why it's so powerful. So you're kind of bypassing your prefrontal cortex, getting into the limbic system in the subconscious, and actually understanding what is that? What's going on?
So it's weird because I've been using AI to do that, right? To go into my subconscious consciously. Right? To find out what's driving my pattern or what patterns are driving me.
Yeah.
So then I guess when I combine it with the breath work, it's kind of like I'm subconsciously going into my subconscious because I'm not consciously doing it, right? Because I'm out of the way from the breathing, correct? Or
I think AI can be great for processing what comes up in a breathwork session. So if there's not total understanding of, okay, so I had this memory and I felt it in my chest and I want to verbally and mentally think about what does this mean for me today and my limiting, how can this actually, what does this all mean for achieving what I'm trying to achieve in my life? Right. And I think AI can be great for that.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like your built-in therapist.
Oh yeah.
but I think it's nice to be in person with a facilitator or in a group of people so you can be in your body and less in your mind, which tends to happen when you're, on a computer,
right,
using a program like ChatGPT or Claude or some sort of AI. Getting into the body, moving the body, breathing, having that release, and then working with a therapist or chat to understand what the hell just happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's so intense. So why is it the first time I went in, it was so much drastically different than the second time that I went in with you?
Yeah.
Is it because I had, I guess, released a lot in the nervous system? I'm calling you the nervous system whisperer now.
I love that. Okay. Trademark that.
Yes. I was on my way here, I was she's the nervous system whisperer. I was thinking about that when I was driving here. And
girl, I've had so much stuff in my own life go down that you get to this place, and I'm sure a lot of listeners and yourself too can understand where you actually just want to find out how to regulate when you're dealing with that external trigger, that really tough relationship or external stimuli that's triggering your body up. And so breathwork, mindfulness, meditation, somatic check-ins, all of that is really powerful. To answer your question though,
This episode is sponsored by Torchbearer Tachyon, a divine portal for peace based in Charlotte, North Carolina. They offer 1-hour nervous system resets, available both in person and remotely, designed to bring you into alignment physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. If you're feeling called to reset and recalibrate, you can experience it for yourself at a discounted rate. Listeners of The Unveiled receive 20% off your first session, bringing it from $111 down to $88.80 when you use code UNVEILED20. Book your session at torchbearertachyon.com today.
the more times you do breath work, the stronger your the greater your capacity is to experience your life, yourself, your emotions, but also your stress response. There's a strengthening happening, but also a like a regulation happening. So
Yeah.
if we,
Normalizing.
it's the trigger and that reaction won't be as strong the more times you do breath work. That's why Wim Hof is a really popular, well-known guy. He's gotten in trouble a couple times with.
I love him.
Yeah, he's definitely a disruptor in this space. But his breath is intentionally hyperventilating because he's teaching and training people how to strengthen their stress response because life is stressful.
Have you worked with him?
No, I haven't worked with him directly.
Yeah.
I've taken a couple of his, this is not the word, but disciples, basically, like his people that have been trained by him. I've taken workshops and I've gone into, there's a couple people in Charlotte. There's some people in Charleston. I've made the trip out to go do some training. So
my boss did. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
One of my bosses, my old boss. But yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. So that makes sense. If we continue, if anyone continues with breath work, mindfulness, really just somatic based practices, it's going to get easier and easier and easier to get into the places in your body that you're holding stress. Like you're able to pinpoint the trigger quicker and not have such a big reaction.
Well, I'm hearing like it's even more better for your mood than meditation. Why is that? Is it because like you're moving that stuck energy out?
Yes, it depends on the kind of person you are. So for those people that, and I'm raising my hand on this one, for that can live in a really anxious, hyper mental state. Yeah. Hello, everyone in America.
Yeah. Right now.
Or just in our culture. And you're already in a state of really stimulated and your nervous system's on overdrive. The kind of breath that we've done is okay to try here and there, but probably not the majority of breath that might be helpful for the body. Those that are in stagnancy, they're maybe lost or confused on where they're going to go in life. They have a hard time making decisions.
I have that too.
Yeah. I mean, we're all kind of a bit of everything.
Yeah.
So based on where you're at in your life, it depends on what type of breath to use. So more of that down-regulating meditative breath is great if you're in that overstimulated space all the time. You have a high-stress job. You have people that you're taking care of.
Or a 4-year-old.
Yeah. Kids, parents. It's huge. We can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just read that Harvard did a study on breath work and mindfulness, like mindful breathing. And they had a group of participants that did breath work for 8 weeks and tracked the size of their amygdala in their brain.
Oh.
And the amygdala started to shrink over those 8 weeks, which is the center of your brain that processes fear, that is triggered by fear. So I love that breath work is becoming less woo and actually becoming backed by science and true data. And that was a group of people at Harvard doing that.
Well, that was my next question was, why do you think breath work is crossing into mainstream culture?
Yeah.
You already answered it.
People are losing their damn minds. And
well, Jake Paul said that he met God through breath work.
Yeah.
What does he mean by that?
Yeah,
Specifically, if you.
I have experienced that myself too. And I think, I mean, so I can talk to what's happening in the body, but also the psychospiritual. But the body piece is that the breath triggers something called the vagus nerve, which runs
Oh, yeah.
from your head down all
It
the way
runs
through.
everything.
Yes, it is the longest nerve. It's almost like the highway, and it
Yeah.
connects your heart to your gut, to your sacral, your mind, your heart, your gut, basically.
All your chakras then.
Your chakras.
Yeah.
It's really profound, and there's a whole we can get into the vagal theory, but that is your connection. That's your line. And I like to believe it extends out of your crown
Yeah.
to your higher power, to God, to source, however you identify. And so when you're breathing, you're activating that pathway and that highway, and you're connecting the parts of your body, which then connect you deeper to something bigger than yourself. So when you're breathing and you feel like you're meeting God from a physiological standpoint, you're actually just realigning deeper with your soul's purpose, your way of being, your essence.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's so powerful that you develop this sort of trust and surrender, because we're
It's
not.
like you're like,
Yeah.
you're going to the next question. But
Well,
go ahead.
We have control over our lives to some extent, yes. And there's a lot we don't have control over.
Right.
That if we leaned in to the fact that God, source, again, whatever is outside of yourself, that field of energy outside of yourself, if we lean in to trust that more and surrender, which is what breathwork really helps us do, we believe that life just really unfolds the way we need it to unfold. We still take a line of action. We still wake up in the morning and do our practices, and we still set goals, and we still move towards what we want, but we surrender a little bit. So we're not micromanaging and becoming so in our mind and so anxious about getting this, getting that.
Yeah.
And because that energy repels people, it repels
know.
energy.
Yeah.
It does.
I do it a lot.
Me too.
That was my question, was like, what is the role of surrender in breath work?
Yeah.
And I guess specifically, Lord knows I need to surrender. That's what I'm working on now. That and receiving, of course.
Yeah.
Which is kind of,
That's a huge, your receivership is what is so big with breath work, because
really
your body can only receive as much as it's open, right? So when you're relaxed, when you're really relaxed, that's why like the best sex happens when you're just like, you cannot have an orgasm and receive an orgasm when you're tight, and you're actually, I don't know. I'm going to quick digression here. Kim Anami, I don't know if you follow her on
Kim Anami.
Kim Anami, she's a sex therapist.
I'm looking her
and
up.
she literally had this whole theme about like your butthole being so tight is the reason why you're which is
mine is tight.
Everyone's is tight. Everyone's is tight. Everyone's is tight. And the more that you open, she is hilarious because she takes something like that's so like taboo like that, like talking about your beehole. The more it's open, the more pleasure and more opportunities. And she's like, have more anal, because your butthole will be less tight and you'll be less anal. And I love it.
See, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of anal because I am so freaking tight.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because it's such a vulnerable part of the body.
Yeah.
And there's so much there spiritually with your asshole.
Well, does this help it? Does breathwork make it?
Yes. I literally say breathwork is like your butthole release modality.
Oh my
and
God.
Yeah. And so is a lot of the somatic modalities, like dancing, psychedelics is a somatic modality, because you're moving out of your mind, which if you notice too, before we started this podcast, we did a little jaw massage.
Yeah.
I had so much in my jaw, because I didn't even know I had it, because my mind is thinking about this, driving to the podcast, making sure I'm on time.
Yeah.
How am I going to answer the questions? Is like my nipple gonna pop out? Is like something gonna happen?
I love you.
It's just the stress that I accumulate that I don't even know I'm doing it, and then it's in my jaw or my shoulders, and that's why, or in my asshole.
Yeah.
And it just, your body's tight, so that breath work helps us just open up so that we can receive more. We can be more open. People want to be around people who are relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, do you know when you just meet someone, you're like, wow,
Mackenzie.
I feel, yeah, right?
She's a vibe.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, she is relaxed me. I'm in here like,
Yeah.
and she's like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You got this
Yeah.
every single time. Like
That grounded energy.
Yeah, but I had no idea breath work helped with the beehole.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I have painful sex. So that's how tight freaking my everything is. Could I do this with a partner? Like, but would that be weird? Do you do that?
I do.
You teach partners.
I do it in my own life, and it's the same type of breath we could do. We can definitely do it in our one-on-ones. But it's interesting you said painful sex. My first feeling is the body is not ready to, frankly, be penetrated. Like, it's not like,
it's not ready
it's
to
not
receive.
ready. It's not ready. And typically your vulva, your vagina will create the juices and the lubricant that it needs to, and your body will turn online. But a lot of that, before even you like take having sex or penetration off the table, there is a whole series of different kinds of breath you can do with your partner that are really powerful, that are sexy, that are intimate, that are fun, and to turn both of your bodies online so that he can stay hard longer. And
I don't have a problem with that, but
yeah. So okay,
I have a problem with the me just relaxing and not.
Well, and this is the thing, because a lot of guys don't have they can literally get a boner if you just brush up against them.
Yeah.
But as women, it does take us, what I think I heard, it was about 45 minutes to really have a 45-minute window of foreplay before they really can actually reach the orgasm.
I have to have my body massaged all over.
Okay, beautiful.
Like
which
that.
is
So that's
a somatic technique, and you can do some breath. You can do some coherence breath, some heart breathing together with each other. You can breathe into your pussy. He can breathe into his cock. You can do this together, facing each other with your legs wound around each other. There's a lot of different ways that you can, and this isn't my main type of breath that I teach, but it's, I practice it. I know it works. I know it's powerful. There's a lot of people that teach this, and it's really, the main thing is just getting your body relaxed. So it's that it's ready to open so that you can have epic sex. Because it's possible. It makes me so sad that women can't have sex penetratively or without a vibrator. That is, I mean, I'm speaking, I can think of at least
that's a lot of
5
women.
people in my like close circle and my family, siblings, that they can't.
So what do you recommend people do that have these issues with sex?
Yeah. So I would say block out 3 hours a week. I know that sounds crazy, but 2 to 3 hours a week with your partner to have space to play. And that can be doing breath work together, massage together, the intimacy practices. So taking sex off the table, you're not having sex for 3 hours.
Right.
You're building up the energy with your partner, and that can be through deep breathing. And you can find a lot of breath exercises online. There's a lot of people teaching this kind of intimacy breath.
Yeah.
And then it'll organically lead to a space where you cannot keep your hands off each other because your bodies are so open. So
I love that. So you say breath work accesses altered states of consciousness similar to plant medicine. What's the overlap? Where does breath go beyond plant medicine?
I believe that I believe in plant medicine work. I think it's
Oh,
powerful.
I do too.
I
It's incredible.
yes, just like I think talk therapy is powerful too.
Yeah.
Because breath work doesn't replace any of those. However, breath is the one autonomic action in the body that we can control. We can't control the heartbeat. We don't control digestion. Like, I mean, consciously,
Yeah.
you can eat better to help your digestion. You can lower your heart rate, but we can actually control the breath, and it is available to us at any moment. And I believe, well, psychedelics with breath work is an incredible,
Oh, whoa.
powerful tool. Yes, with them. So
That'd take me off the planet completely, I think.
that's one thing. But what I hear about plant medicine for people is that there's a lot of fear around taking a substance, a lot of fear.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of screwy facilitators out there leading these psychedelic spaces that might not have the training or the trauma-informed understanding. And so people take psilocybin or ayahuasca or these really powerful medicines and might have a psychotic break and not know how to integrate that. Whereas breath work, you can reach those states of altered consciousness. And if you're with a trained facilitator that knows how to handle when a trigger arises and how to guide you, how to just ground you through it, because you're really guiding yourself, but someone that can ground you through it, help you integrate it.
Well, let me just say, whenever we worked together,
Yeah.
I would have been terrified if you weren't there because my face started going numb, remember? And my hands were going numb, and you were able to like be like, okay, it's okay. This is part of it, you know, and calm me back down.
Right.
Oh, I just got chills, and like brought me back, and
Right.
oh God.
Yeah. You moved an incredible amount of energy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, if you weren't there though, I would have thought I was having a fucking stroke. You know what I'm saying? But you were there, and you were like, you totally made me feel like calm and loved, and just, you brought me back basically. And,
you were such a badass in that session.
It was incredible. I'll tell you what, you guys have to get a session with her. She is no joke. Can breathwork actually change someone's identity or patterns over time? Or is it just like a when you're in the moment type thing?
Breathwork helps you be in the moment more, 100%. There's something called, so yes, it can change your patterns over time. And one of the, I would say top 3 benefits of breath work is that it brings you in the present, which is all that we have, right? All we have is the present.
Yeah.
And we don't know what tomorrow is going to look like. Yesterday is gone. And that's what meditation, mindfulness, that's what the spirituality is really all about, is being more present so that I can be here with you.
Yeah.
And I'm here with you in this moment, talking to you. Each word is a new moment. And that instantly relaxes my body. And like instantly, you know, I'm not thinking about the next question that you're going to ask me. And I'm not stressed about it because I'm just here with you until I talk about it. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, right? Yeah. So there's something called the default mode network, and I'll be concise on this because it gets a little brainy. But
please get brainy. I love it.
Yeah, the default mode network is an interesting part. It's like
oh my God, that's what Neville Goddard was just talking about when I was on my way here.
Okay, yeah, it's a common thing to
Spock.
Yes, and it's basically what it is. It's a bunch of parts of our brain that when you're not focusing on a task. So when I'm not actively doing something and I'm daydreaming or I'm in la la land, that's your default mode network. And it's basically how you talk to yourself. It's how you think about yourself. It's your identity.
Yeah.
It's your self. It's your inner narrative, your inner monologue.
Story going on and on all day long that you don't even know is going on most of the time.
And then you get pulled into a task and you're like, the default network mode turns off and you're sending an email. And then when you're back, so it's always there in the background. And so what breathwork does is it helps us it literally, from a physiological standpoint, thins the neurons. It thins the pathway of the default mode network,
The
so
neural
that we're not
pathways.
so we can actually uh, become aware of the way that we talk about ourselves,
I
or the
love
way
it.
that we think about who we are.
We can become aware of the story that
Yes.
we've been telling. Yeah.
And then you can rewrite it.
because it's thinner, the neural
Yeah.
it's thinner, that way it's not as hard to
Yes.
break through the
yes.
pathway. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God. I've been
it's
guided
powerful.
to Neville the past like 2
Yeah.
weeks. I'm obsessing on him. I found out like he was the mirror man back in 1940, and that's what I'm kind of bringing through now, the mirror message.
Yeah.
And now I know that I have to have breath work to be able to help with the default state that he was just talking about,
Yes.
because this is a synchronicity here
Yes.
and confirmation. So more
Yeah.
breath work sessions.
How we talk about ourselves is like really how we see ourselves, and then how it reinforces all of the beliefs that we have.
Yeah.
And so I also like to think that, so if you're brainwashed to believe that you are not worthy enough,
Yeah.
you can brainwash yourself into thinking that you are.
Yeah.
And brainwash doesn't mean good or bad. We are all taking in information and absorbing it. So why not it be, I can attract the partnership of my dreams. I can have the $1 million business, $1 billion business, $1 trillion,
Yeah.
whatever you want. I can have health and vitality. And you can do that in a breathwork session. You can start to, it's a little bit how affirmations work. You know, the more breath work you do, the more that you start to understand the way you talk to yourself. You can change the way you talk about yourself to yourself.
Oh God,
Yeah.
this.
So good. I like nerd out on this stuff. I love it.
I didn't know. I
Yeah.
did not think that breath work had anything to do with the story, the narrative.
It's like when we drive to work and we get to work and we're like, I don't even remember us driving. I don't
That
remember.
happens.
I literally forgot the last 30 minutes or 20 minutes
Yeah.
that you're in autopilot, and that's your subconscious. You're just doing what your subconscious, and driving is a very complex action. You know, you're operating a vehicle,
Yeah.
but it's a program that's running in your subconscious mind. And there's just so many that are running and we don't have awareness of. So we're just learning. And it can be fun. I want to say, this stuff can feel really heavy, but it can also be really fun because you actually can be whoever you want and change. Change does not take long. Change can be, you can literally change at any moment. What takes a minute, what might take long is actually identifying the pattern. But with breath work, that's why people say, I was in talk therapy for 5 years, and then I did one psychedelic. I did one ceremony, one medicine ceremony, or I did a couple breathwork sessions, and that was like 5 years of therapy.
Yeah.
So somatic work in conjunction with talk therapy, in conjunction with plant medicines, all of that it all works together. But that somatic work gets into the body, into the root, and can actually change
the nervous system.
Yeah.
That is which equals identity.
Yeah.
So therefore, the body, and oh my God, I was just saying this on the way here. I just did a TikTok about this, and I forgot that I did it.
Yeah.
I was saying, don't underestimate the body with debugging the system.
Yeah.
Because the body is what decides if you accept what you're feeding.
Yes.
The new system, or feeding the new program into the system, right? So it's like the body has to believe and accept it. And then when it's in fight or flight mode, it can't, right?
It's just trying to survive. It's in threat mode.
Yeah.
And it's going to do whatever it can to preserve and protect.
It won't accept.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're just, like, think about it. When someone's threatened, they're just trying to survive, self-preservation. I want to protect my life. And it could be something so simple, like someone, someone said something to you that wasn't nice and triggered you, and they get into this defense mode. It's not actually life-threatening.
Right.
So if someone says something to you that isn't pleasant or triggers you, this work helps you to listen to that, to receive it, to not respond, not get triggered, and just let it flow off.
Yeah.
So that literally someone could be like, yeah, Meagan, that's like, that red sweater sucks. and
I feel like you meant that.
No, I like love a pop of color like
Isn't it
that with the
wild?
lipstick.
So
But,
elevation.
Like that is like such a ridiculous thing. Like a secure, someone who has done the work would be
Yeah.
like, all right, you don't like it? Cool. I love it. That's why I chose
Right.
to wear it.
Right.
And it just, there's no charge to
No
it.
trigger.
So we get to lessen the charge and the triggers.
Mhm.
And I mean, I love that sweater, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
It's elevation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it too. I love all
Yeah.
their clothes. That's all I buy right now. So Lauren, we're about to wrap up soon, and I want to get into the OI tape.
Yes.
I have been using the vented kind because I'm such a mouth breather. It's ridiculous. That's why I'm always like, ah! But I'm telling you, this tape on one night, I slept so good. I didn't wake up all night. Supposedly, I mean, the next day, I was the most nicest person in the world. I wasn't like anxious at all, is what my partner and my kid said. So I don't know if it does something with that as well. Like
Totally.
gets rid of anxiety or whatnot. So tell people that have never heard of mouth tape,
Yeah.
the benefits, all about it.
Yeah. I am so glad that you liked it.
Oh, God,
That's
I love
awesome.
it. Forever client here.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So yeah, OI Tape is a mouth tape brand, and mouth taping is now, I feel like, not as taboo as it was when we started the company 4 or 5 years ago. It was basically unheard of. Now there's a lot of brands on the market. But mouth tape, the main purpose of it is to direct the airflow through your nose, not your mouth, when you're sleeping. Or if you want to use it during meditation, you can use it when you're working out at the gym. I actually see people at the gym now with mouth tape on, and I think it's epic. I go over them and I'm like, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. It's challenging to train your body. There's a lot of athletic performance enhancements from breathing through your nose rather than your mouth. You get more oxygen through your nose and your mouth, like almost about 20% more. Yeah. And so
blood flow is better.
Blood flow is better.
Yeah.
Your lung capacity can actually get stronger and bigger and larger so that you're breathing deeper.
Yeah.
But yeah, sleep is everything. Sleep, if you have a shitty night of sleep, especially as a parent, you know this, I know this.
It's awful.
Your next day, your probably next few days is pretty shot. I think I read somewhere that if you miss 1 hour of sleep, it takes about 4 days to make up that 1 hour of sleep deprivation.
Damn.
Which is a little sad when you think about it, because I'm like operating, with a small, you have a small child as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all about nasal breathing. And also you can reduce snoring. I love giving my parents OI tape. I love telling older folks that think it's normal to snore, and they have been for decades.
Yeah.
And now they're having health problems. They're having heart issues because their breathing is all jacked up because they've been mouth breathing for so long.
And didn't you say it does something to the face too? Like it
can
makes
help.
it more symmetrical?
It can help sharpen your jawline and actually define your jawline. That's over time.
Yeah, but that's wild that it can even do that. So.
Well, a lot of kids are now mouth taping at a young age. We recommend age 6.
I would love to mouth tape my kid.
Yes, because you see them.
You
see them snore.
Yeah. No, he doesn't stop. I want to mouth tape him during the day.
Yeah. Slap it on. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Yeah, I love that.
I didn't even think about that.
We have a lot of skits on our social of just slapping it on your husband when you need him to shut up.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So, what's the difference between your tape and other people's tape? Because I know there's a big difference.
Yeah. So we pride ourselves on being completely non-toxic, and we have gotten all the third-party tests done, PFOAs, PFAs, BPAs. There are so many toxins in adhesive. A lot of people don't understand, or I didn't know this, that most of the tapes out there, I would say probably upwards of 90% are made from like an Amazon shipping label. And you're putting that on your mouth. And that's the cheapest of the cheap. And it's because people want to make money in business. They outsource to China. They get that, toxic. You're not going to die tomorrow from mouth tape, but over time you're ingesting for 8 hours every night, ingesting those chemicals. So we're non-toxic. We're also silicone based, which is medical grade. So if you go, any hospital is going to have silicone based materials because there's less bacteria that grows on silicone. So that's a huge thing. It's not cheap to make our mouth tape, but we are more of a premium mouth tape for people that care about toxins, that have sensitive skin too. And facial skin is a lot thinner than the other skin on your body. So you need to have something that is going to, an adhesive that is going to be delicate enough to just
and yours
sit
is
on your skin. Yeah.
because I tried it one time before and I hated it.
Yeah.
And it was like ripping and it would like make me white or red around here.
Yeah. Another brand, right? Yeah.
Does not do that.
Yeah. You don't leave a residue. It's also strong enough for facial hair and it can stay on your face all night, even though it's flexible. Like your mouth can move still.
It was great. And then she has like the vented kind where if you're a super mouth breather like me, it kind of shocks you with the non-vented. So you can like baby step your way up, which I thought was awesome. I didn't see those anywhere else, but I didn't look. So
I believe we're the only tape that has the two variations. So this one right here has the full coverage. There's no hole in the center. And then the vented has a central vent. For people that are new to mouth taping or that are scared to mouth tape, they can have a little airflow.
It made it so easy. I loved it.
Yeah.
So where can they get this mouth tape?
Yeah.
And where can they find you?
Yeah. So oitape.com is the website. We run deals all the time and holiday sales. Our Instagram is oitape. And then people can find me at Lauren Lapoint on Instagram. That's kind of my main thing. I post events here in Charlotte. You can find a way to book me one-on-one. I do virtual and in-person sessions for somatic coaching and breathwork. And I'm here to help people feel their bodies again.
What events do you have coming up? You said you had some in May, right?
I do. I have one May 8th here in Charlotte, and that'll be on my Instagram.
All right.
I also have a retreat coming up the end of April. That is also linked to my Instagram. So April 24th through the 27th in Asheville, North Carolina. And then I am also promoting an event called Sound Dance, which is a epic, you would love this. It's a sound healing that leads into a dance party, ecstatic dance. So again, I love dance. I think somatically moving your body is just the way to do it. So that's May 3rd. So all of this is tagged in my Instagram.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a blast.
Sharing everything you shared. It's just, I'm like mind blown right now. I have to like go home and rewatch all this and integrate.
If anyone takes away anything from this podcast is that breathwork can loosen your butthole.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys, Lauren just gave you the roadmap. The question is, are you going to use it? Most people will listen to this, feel inspired, and go right back to living in their heads, dysregulated and disconnected. But the shift is already inside you. It's in your breath. So just try it. One session, one anxious moment, one night with the OI tape. Just try it. I have a feeling you'll be happy you did. You can find Lauren in the links below. Take advantage of her OI tape. She's given us 20% off. Just use code UNVEILED20. Thank you, guys. And until next time, follow the frequency.